If your Lilia keep dying faster from your Mutea, it's probably not your pet, it's your build. Hey guys, it's Burgos here and today, and welcome to another Call of Dragons video. Today I'm going to talk about the Lilia and why your Lilia dies so fast. Now, I compare it with the Mutea just because this combo have crazy survivability. Obviously, Mutea is going to have one idea better survivability from Lilia. Let's be honest here. Muxiang is giving healing, Day is giving shields. All these things together make them extremely survival combo that can survive longer. So what you have to check in case if your Lilia are dying extremely faster. Now this obviously is going to be a guide that is going to apply not only for Lilia, it can actually apply also for other heroes. If you're a marksman, maybe for your Margaret Zeta, if you're whatever you are, you know, this is universal beginner guide in Call of Dragons. And also for old players, because still till these days some players are getting some negative traits. I also from time to time get some negative traits, but I identify extremely fast why this thing actually happened to me. So here is the Talon Tree movement and synergy effects that you need to survive way more longer and stand alone. Now I'm going to go over first point, and this is check your Talon Tree first. Now, what I mean by that, obviously a lot of people are going to copy the same Talon Tree. I make a pool where I ask the players, okay, for this specific hero, what you're doing, and the majority is basically copying the top talents from the top performing players. In my Discord, I get a lot of questions for the talents and just to give them the Talon Tree. Well, the things is not that simple. Yeah, you can get the Talon Tree, but it's not guaranteed this Talon Tree is fitting for your Legion composition. And I'm going to give you one example. For example, you're running Lilia with Velen. Obviously, you get to with the talents and etc. But you have to keep in mind that by pairing Lilia with a Velen, because the people are going to just check it out the Lilia talent, you may actually miss that the Velen is having this spell here, which is increasing the march speed by 20%. So your Lilia Velen is already having extra 20% march speed. Now this is very important. This because your Legion is going to move 20% more faster from rest of your legions, and you want to have a synchronize there. The other thing is, especially with the Lilia, is going to be from the talents. Now you can go with aggressive talents, you can go with defensive talents. Now some people may actually point for example less normal attack damage, even though that we don't care about this is not a good example, but this one is a good one and it's going to increase your survivability. Obviously we're not having unlimited amount talent points to go with this type of extra talents, but this is one good example where you can actually reduce by 4% the counter attack. Because yeah, if you're hitting marksmen, you're going to get counter attack. Husky Nara is going to break your legs, okay? Especially if the Husky is awakened, the things become little more crazy. So yeah, this is one of the things. Synchronize, and also don't get fully aggressive build. You can kite, obviously. You may be some good one pro player who never gets touched by enemy hit, but at the end of the day, if you don't have something that is reducing this counter damage or reducing this splash damage you're receiving, you're going to just have little bad time, I'm not gonna lie. And this is, for example, for splash damage, your Legion takes less hero skill damage. In the mage fights with heroes like Velen, Lilia, Waldir, Thunderlane, and even Mu, all these heroes are hitting multiple targets. So they may not actually target you, but they can actually target the Legion next to you. And like this, you're going to get some splash damage. And the difference between the damage the target Legion from point of skill damage are receiving and you is going to be basically the same. So yeah, Talon Tree is something that you have to keep an eye over there and try to somehow improve. And if needed, just to put little more defense there. Obviously my town tree is extremely aggressive, but I'm thinking soon to little rebuild my Lilia town tree because I think she actually deserves something a little more to increase the survivability, because right now I'm not running Thea with Lilia with Thea. I'm not running this combo in Call of Dragons. I'm running Lilia with Velen, and I'm running Mu with Thea. This is also changing the survivability of my Lilia, and obviously my Lilia start dying way more faster. This is part also for me personally, not for all the players who their legions are dying faster, but also something that I explore and research to actually boost the survivability of my legions. Now also the mechanics matter. Poor kiting, clumping, and overextended queues is basically killing you. What I mean by that is, I think the majority of the people understand what I mean by that, but yeah, if you're fighting and there is a choke point, even if you don't get hit, people are stuck at one place, and like this you basically are going to how to say it, get a lot of splash damage, a lot of artifact hits. This is one of the reasons choke points is very good example where your legion even not get hit, it's still going to go and die faster if you're not careful. The other way is just poor kiting. You just go and you attack, everybody push back, you in the same time you go, you're pushing, and all of your teammates push back, and you end up with single legion there. Obviously there's going to be a situation where there's going to be infantry blink, you're going to get stuck at. If you get stuck at, well, I have bad news for you. Most of the times those people get sent at home, but but you know, oh my god, yeah, just anyway, continuing with the things, try to not get catched by blink infantry. This is I cannot actually say is that new strategy. It was maybe from couple seasons, but you know, this strategy is still valid. Like staff playing and all these new stuffs, the players like you, me, and others come as a suggestion, and it end up to be a very good strategy. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the synergy equals survivability, heals, shields, and passives impact merits outcome for more than a DPS, and that's correct. The more time you are on the battlefield, your hero is going to fire up his rage skill more time. By firing up the rage skill more time, going to do just more merits. In same time, your artifact may actually fire up more times and all these things. So, you know, just be present longer on the battlefield instantly mean more merits. Now, I don't say you're sitting AFK somewhere there, but yeah, it's just one of the things. And especially if you don't optimize your legions, even hitting the infantry is painful. You know, if you don't go for town tree, your mechanics. And finally, I have to point out something, and this is the pets. Pets become extremely valuable thing in Call of Dragons, where the players can actually go and build their pet. Now this my Lilia pet, obviously not all of the spells here are well built, especially this one. Pure strange, yeah, pure strange, but it's a placeholder for a spell that a pet skill that I'm currently working on. Pets, by the way, I have seen reports where the pets is doing absolutely crazy amount of damage, and this is not a joke, absolutely crazy amount of damage. Obviously I like Sapphire Fardrak for many reasons. It's a skill, also damage deals to one legion, blah blah blah. Each time you inflict Scorch Herefrost to one enemy legion, Pumbu deals damage to the next time is cast. You have also Intense Play Boom. Each time you inflict Scorch Herefrost and ensures on one enemy, Playbook deals more damage to the next time it get cast, some extra percentage, and blah blah blah. Having also follow up 40% chance to cast a magic rage skill again 2 seconds after the first cast. You see the pets is getting it's like a small third hero in your legion, so people are ignoring the pets by a lot. And finally, I want to talk about the artifacts now. No joke, but artifacts is also giving merits. I get this question, is artifact giving merits? Yeah, definitely they're giving merits. And I want to talk about the artifacts. Now, I see people, okay, put this artifact on this legion and you're going to increase the damage. Obviously there is an artifact that is going to increase your damage, definitely. For example, Phoenix Eye. Whatever legion I put my Phoenix Eye is going to become the one of the most stronger one, because it's level 5 the Phoenix Eye, hitting 5 target, 4000 damage is the artifact damage, and if I catch like 5 people there, ooh, this is smelling like a meritito. But anyway, the point here is it's not actually good to go and with artifacts fixing the output of your most weak legion. Better stick the artifacts with your most strong legion. The legions that is doing the most damage should be with the most strong artifacts. This is my personal opinion. This is how I get a lot of merits in Call of Dragons. So yeah, this one. Obviously Royal Punishment. I don't have Cavalry, but I have this one level 5. Shadow Blades is also level 5. Now Shadow Blades is a little different story, but yeah. Also the stats that the artifact is giving is boosting the magic unique attack, legion attack. It's different now. If you put Phoenix Eye on Margaret Zeta and you think you're running and you run them with Celestials, it's going to be something good because it's boosting the Celestials. They're doing magic damage. But if you go with marksmans, it's not going to boost. I mean, this is small things that every player should know in Call of Dragons. So yeah, guys, I think this is one of the ways you can actually fix your legion, and not why your Lilia dies so fast, or why your Mu dies so fast, or why your Bertrand dies so fast. This is universal way to boost your survivability on the battlefield, so you can actually do more damage when the time comes. So yeah, don't forget to hit one like, subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I wish you great day, and see you in the next video.